She made like it was 3 million with a meme coin. With every dip, she was still saying, yeah, it's gonna go up. Her last tweet was like, I lost almost everything. This is just the nature of the game. Winners and all the champions that I know are taking profits regularly, and they know exactly when to take profits.
So you start as an aggressive investor without even realizing. Don't make the mistake of... One thing I would also recommend, like if you want to really keep wealth,
one of the value I can give you is...
Welcome to the new episode. Today we talk about a very, very important topic, especially for beginners in crypto. So if you are new and don't know how to keep your profits and basically strategies around that, then this episode is for you. So Jacques, without further introduction, should we dive right into it?
Yeah, so I think this is one of the biggest differences between beginners and maybe intermediates to advanced people, and that's just keeping versus making money in crypto. Yeah. So I must say you need to understand market cycles first to understand how to make and how to keep money at the end. So what's a market cycle? A market cycle in general is, you know, the price of a certain asset or an index typically goes through many cycles. So there's this Wall Street cheat sheet, which is going to be shown on the screen right now. So basically what is happening, and for those of you that are listening, is that you have different phases. So often what happens is that we will start with the euphoric phase or the bull market. So what happens is that you've got like extreme highs where you feel extreme euphoria, extreme greed, extreme happiness. You think you're the biggest genius in the world. You're making insane amounts of profit, etc. And then the chart typically goes down. It's a small correction at the beginning, and then the chart goes back up, and you think, okay, it was just a small correction. And then you have another big crash. It goes up, and you think, okay, maybe it will go back up again, and then there's another crash. So this is what is typically referred to as the end of the bull market or the peak bull market. You know, these huge parabolas, and it goes down, and then you have like huge crash, and this is the beginning of the bear market. So what happens then is that prices go down for an extended period of time. Often the rise of prices, like, you know, takes 1 to 2 years, and then you have like a heavy crash, and then again for multiple years is price just going down, flat, down, flat, down, flat. And then it slowly recovers, slowly goes higher, makes higher highs. And then once we recover price, you have the bull market again. And then prices rise slowly first, and then faster. And at the end, you have this huge parabola again. This was very simplified. Of course, it's much more complex than that. But you need to understand that there are good phases in a market, which is called bull market, which means that prices are going up a lot. And in a bear market, prices tend to go down, or they're like really flat for many years. It can be the crypto market in general, even though I think this has changed now with the current market environment. But you had like huge upside phases, 1 to 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years. And then you had like 1 to 2 to 3 years of like down phases and prices going flat. So why is that important in order to understand making versus keeping money? So the thing is, when you are in the crypto space and when things are going good in the bull market, first of all, everyone joins in a bull market. No one is joining in a bear market. No one ever that I heard of joined in a bear market. Everyone's like, yeah, I joined during this peak, this peak, this peak. We also joined during the peak of 2017 and 2018. So what happens is that you will see this everywhere on Twitter, on Instagram, on social media, in real life. You will see people that are making insane amounts of money. And this is because at the end of the bull market, it's so easy to make money that everyone makes money. Even the biggest idiots that have no idea about crypto. Like last cycle, I read about, you know, like in general, you know, it was like a single mother who had no idea about crypto, and she made like it was 3 million with a meme coin. Yeah. And she was tweeting about it, and I was like, wow, this is remarkable, you know. She's a single mother, she has no idea about crypto. She joined like maybe 5 months ago, and she's already at 3 million. And she was investing only in meme coins. But the thing is, we were just seeing her in action in this peak bull market. So what happened is I followed her account, And what happened is, like, with every dip, she was still saying, yeah, it's going to go up eventually, blah, blah, blah. And then after like 12 months, her last tweet was like, I lost almost everything. So she started, I think it was with 70,000. She ran it up to 3 million, and then she lost everything.
Yeah.
So during that moment at the beginning, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit like jealous. I was like, holy shit, like how's she making so much money? How's that possible? I've been around for much longer and I didn't make 3 million in crypto. Like, how's that possible?
Yeah.
But you just have to understand that most of the flexing, most of the people online that are flexing their huge wins are just people that were lucky and that joined in a bull market. And in a bull market, especially in the last ones, it was so easy to make money. You could have closed your eyes, put a dart and throw it at any coin. You would have made like insane amounts of money. But this is where the beginner to intermediate and champion mindset, you know, where the big difference is. And winners and all the champions that I know are taking profits regularly, and they know exactly when to take profits. And we have gotten really good at taking profits too. So if you buy a coin, first of all, one of the value I can give you is do not marry your position. Look at every cryptocurrency as something extremely objective, which it is, you know, like do not believe it's going to change the world. Do not believe, oh, this is the next long-term investment of mine. No, cryptocurrencies are very short-lived. I would say that maybe 10 to 20, and I'm being super generous, are worth holding many years. And to be honest, if you're a beginner, you're probably not holding these because it's hard to find them. So the first piece of advice I can give to keep your money is, first of all, realize that there are market cycles and everyone makes money in a bull market. Everyone. And then second, you have to distance yourself from the emotional side of investing and see cryptocurrencies as what they are. They're just a random currency on the internet. They're not going to change the world except of a select few. But there are millions of cryptocurrencies out there, and I said 10 to 20 are going to change the world, and they're going to stay here for a long amount of time. So if you have millions and millions of coins, how high is the probability that you're actually going to hold these coins for the next 3 to 5 years? It's tiny. It's almost non-existent. So take profits, be mindful of that. And I think this is one of the first steps you can take as a beginner.
Yeah. I would also say, like, there are two styles of investing. Like, one is the aggressive investor, one is the more passive investor. And the ones who succeed in the long term and actually keep their profits are the passive investors. And most people don't even realize what style of investing they're currently like having. So, because most people, when they start with crypto, they also want to have these huge gains that everyone else is posting about. So you start as an aggressive investor without even realizing what the nuances are to that style. So like you said, profit taking is very important, but also understanding that at one point, like, you try to sell the top, but you will never sell the top. So you will lose like somewhere around 30 to 60% of your profits again as an aggressive investor. Because you don't sell on the way up, you sell on the way down. So as a passive investor, which is the much like more relaxing style, and in my opinion also the better style, you take profits on the way up. You don't even care about hitting the all-time high when you sell like your positions. So as an aggressive investor, which most of people are, especially the beginners, you also have to understand, okay, in what coins do I invest? Because not every coin, like we saw in this bull market, I think this bull market is a pretty good example. Even the fundamentally strong coins had no rise. Like they didn't go up in price for a long time. And if they did, like they went up like 20% or something like that. So as an aggressive investor, you also have to understand, like, okay, where is attention going? And when you know how attention flows in crypto and how to analyze it, you can also understand, okay, when is attention driving from one coin to another? And when is it time to sell my first coin that I made money with? And you touched on, like, don't marry your bags, like don't marry your coins. It's basically the idea of like, don't be emotional invested into the coins you're holding. Like if you say coin XYZ is nice and like the team is beautiful, blah, 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 I like the branding, whatever. I like the idea. Don't make the mistake of putting that emotion into that position. So if you create, like, always create an exit plan. And if you create it, don't like be bothered by what you might do to the team or to the community of that token. Like, I think a lot of people like hold a specific coin diamond-handed because they are part of a community. But I never saw someone like making substantial amounts of money, even like we never did that as well, like with holding a coin just to be part of a community. You are getting used by other people who are not doing this. So if you play chess, like imagine you sit at a chessboard and the other side of the table is also some person out of the community. Like, at one point he will start attacking you, and this is just the nature of the game. And if you ignore that, nature will eat you. So if you don't know when it's time to take profits, this would be like the first thing I would educate myself on if I'm a beginner in crypto, and how to do risk management. Like, if you want to keep your gains, don't have that 10x mindset in terms of like, okay, I hold a coin till it makes a 10x. Like, if you are a beginner in crypto, understand that you are a beginner in crypto. And as a beginner in crypto, you won't make these huge gains. Like, it's not possible. And if you make these huge gains, the probability is very, very high that you will give all of these gains back to the market. So back to the people who know to play chess better than you and know the nature of the game more. And one thing I would also recommend, like, if you want to really keep wealth, take that money out of crypto. Like, don't go, like, there's a nice scene of the Wolf of Wall Street where he talks about the Fugazi and everything. Like, most people get addicted to crypto, and even if you make profits, you will take them and put them into another currency where you might lose some of the profits. That then you go to the next currency and you might lose again, like, some of the profits. And in the end, you go out of a bull market with less money than you invested beforehand. So understand this and take it into action, and never get emotionally attached to any of your investments, because the nature of crypto, like we talked about this in another episode, is a zero-sum game, meaning there is no growth for everyone in crypto. So only the people who know this and know the nature of crypto, and know that only a selected few will actually keep profits in the bull market. Because if you make money in crypto, you take it from someone else who lost it. So this always has to be in your mind. Like, one principle. After that, I give the mic back over to you. Forgot it. Fuck. Always know the other side of the trade. So understand, okay, if I buy right now, someone else is selling. Why are they selling? If I sell right now, someone else is buying. Why are they buying? And if you understand the reasoning behind each of the sides, it gets much easier to, like, know when it's time to sell. Because, like, let's say you have a coin which already made a 10x, and you start selling, and start thinking about the reasoning behind the person who just bought it. And the answer basically is, okay, this other person is basically just gambling and trying to bet on a dream which will never really come to reality. So yeah, that's my take onto that topic.
Yeah, no, you said a lot of right things. I don't even know where to start right now. But so yeah, one of the most basic things, in investing, and it sounds trivial and simple, but for me it took like 3 to 4 years to really understand that, and to really actually do it. I always knew that fact, but I never really implemented it. And it's the most simple thing in crypto, and that's buy low and sell high. So my mindset shifted always, because sometimes I just read some YouTube or Twitter advice or whatever from coins that were already up quite a lot, and I still bought them. And the probability to make and keep money when you buy, like, prices going up, I was like, oh, okay, it's a huge green candle. It doesn't matter, because price will continue going up. So in an extreme bull market, this might be the case, but in 99% of times, you just want to buy a retrace, which means when the price goes down, find a nice level to enter, and then you can ride the price back up. And that way you will make and keep more money. So this is exactly what you said. In the bear market, you want to buy, and in a bull market, you want to sell. And I want to touch a bit on what you said about passive versus aggressive investing. And in my eyes, this is a bit more advanced, but I would say that a combination between the two is the most interesting thing and the most profitable thing. So in a bear market, usually you will perform better when you're more of a passive investor because it's long, prices go down. And if you know your research, if you know which coins are going to go up based on money flows and other things, like you can invest every month, you can dollar cost average into these coins, which means that you can set the time frame yourself. You can even buy the coin daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. You buy this coin, and then gradually, once we go up, you can sell it. And as Robin said, take some profits. Take even 10% out, 20% out. Pay yourself some nice things in the real world because you tend to lose touch on reality, especially in the cryptocurrency space. Like you can make so much money so fast that you just see like 50,000, 100,000, and you think that's not a lot of money. But like 100K in the real world can get you actually a lot of things, like a lot of things. So as soon as you realize that, this is the first step, and 99% of people are not even doing that. So buy lows, or if you have a coin that's going up, wait until it comes down a bit, buy it then, and then the probability to buy to lose your money is going down drastically. So learn how to enter a coin, which is a science in itself. And we can go into that maybe in another episode. Actually, in our program, we have like 2 huge courses about how to enter a coin with every possible scenario you can imagine and how to sell your coins with every possible scenario you can imagine. But yeah, learn when to buy, when to sell, understand the market cycles. And if you combine passive and aggressive investing, as I said, in a bear market, you want to be more passive. In a bull market, it's good to be a bit more aggressive. So if you can combine these two, and especially at a good ratio, I like the 80-20% barbell strategy, where you have 80% of your assets in not too volatile assets. The assets in my 80% barbell strategy, which I use for passive investing, are actually super volatile, and other people would call me crazy, but this is because of my risk profile. So I'm super passive with 80% of my portfolio, but with 20% of my portfolio, I'm hyper aggressive. And the art lies into knowing when to trade and when not to trade. For example, in a bull market, you can be hyper aggressive, trade all the time, and you'll make shit tons of money. But try being try being an aggressive investor in a bear market. Yeah. You'll lose everything like super fast. So the art is like waiting, being passive, and when it's time to be aggressive, be super aggressive. Yeah. And just ride the wave. Ride it and make a lot of money out of that. And also, when you're aggressively investing, as I said before, you should know when to get out. You should know how to get out, and because otherwise you will make a shit ton amount of money, but you'll not keep it. So the art lies in knowing when to enter, when to be passive, when to be aggressive, and when to exit your position, and what the mix between all of these things are. But if you're a beginner, I would start with only passive investing. I would start, you can buy the first currencies and then do some altcoin research and put some altcoins in your portfolio. Not too much, because if you don't have any idea, probability is high that you'll just buy some random shit that's going to go to zero. So be careful with that. Try with passive investing, and once you can make money with passive investing, it's time to move on to aggressive investing, so you can turbocharge your portfolio. And this is the beauty of crypto. It's where you can make insane amounts of money by aggressive investing, but beginners make the mistake by starting with aggressive investing. And when people come to me and they're new and like, oh, I want to buy this shitcoin, this one, I'm like, whoa, calm down. You don't even know how to passive invest, and you want to aggressive invest. Yeah. Man, calm down. Learn this stuff first. Once you show me you can do that, we'll have fun together. I'll show you how to make aggressive investing money. And this is the best feeling ever. But it's always step by step, and you need to know exactly what trajectory to go on, and this is where the magic happens.
Exactly. I would also like agree with that take. Like, you can either be completely passive investor and make money with crypto, or you went through the journey of being a passive investor and then switch your style accordingly to the market cycle to an aggressive investor and make money. But if you are only an aggressive investor, chances are high that you will lose money, like a lot of money. You can also be like full-time aggressive investor and switch your style completely. But one thing that you learn as a passive investor is taking profits on the way up, not on the way down.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a mind shift or mindset that you have. And if you have that mindset and move on to the aggressive style, this will help you a lot to make the most out of this aggressive style of investing. Yeah. So I would say these are a lot of actionable steps. Do you want to add anything?
I would just add on, if you want to be a risky aggressor as a beginner, like I said, it's almost impossible because you need to keep your emotions in check like 100% of the time. Because if you want to be a risky or like an aggressive investor, 95% of your time it's just going to be waiting. It's going to be waiting. It's like a surfer, but in a sea that doesn't have a lot of waves. But if the waves come, it's like a fucking tsunami.
Yeah.
And you ride it like super hard. So if you're an aggressive investor, be patient and only like heavily invest at the end of the bull market. And then you can make shit tons of money. But the probability is that most of the people that are aggressive and are new to the game, they will not keep their profits. So yeah, as you said, and also for exit strategies, we kind of made a video on that. We touched a bit on that. But yeah, just make a plan when to exit. It won't be perfect at the beginning. Even like if you're a beginner, you don't know like what signs to look for, how to get out of position. Like we have a extremely sophisticated, signals for that. We know what to do, but if you're kind of new, it's hard. So always take a little bit of profit on the way up. Just buy low and sell high. It sounds so simple, but to do it, it's hard. Like who's buying when everything's bleeding and when the news say crypto has no future?
Only the people who know crypto.
Only the champions do that.
Yeah.
They buy absolute fear. They sell absolute euphoria. So be mindful of that. Look at what everyone's saying on Twitter, on the news, and do the opposite of that. So if everyone is like, if you hear the word super cycle of something like AI super cycle, sell AI.
Yeah.
Right now, no one is talking about AI, buy AI coins.
Depending on like...
There's not financial advice.
Which asset class you're looking on. But,
exactly.
In stocks, people talk a lot about AI.
Yeah, I'm talking about crypto. Right now, it's crypto. Dead.
Exactly, yeah.
But as soon as you hear like meme coin super cycle, AI super cycle, get out of there.
Yeah, it's time to sell. This is like... And one thing that you also touched on, like, your strategy won't be perfect in the beginning, but focus on keeping profits in the beginning and later on maximizing profits. This is, I would say, the right order to do things. Otherwise, like, if you try to maximize profits but don't know anything about like
how not to lose money first.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually one of the rules of Warren Buffett. Like,
it's so simple.
I think it's the first rule: don't lose money.
Don't lose money.
Because it's like another quote from Ray Dalio: if you lose 50% of your wealth, you have to get it back, you have to make 100%.
Did you also see that Instagram ad?
I also joined the masterclass. All right. Okay, I think with that, you already have like a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of insights into how to like capture the crypto market and how to make the most out of it. If you have any questions and if you're listening to this on YouTube, write a comment, ask a question over there. If you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever this podcast is going to be posted, send me a DM on Instagram to @RobinRitter and shoot me your question over there. I'll try to answer everything as soon as possible. And yeah, if you think that you want to get into crypto seriously and actually like keep your profits and later on maximize your gains, then, and if you want to work with us, then visit the website in the description and we can see what we can do for you. So with that being said, see you in the next episode.
See you.
Bye-bye.